Okay, we are at lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. The idea for today is obviously a continuation and extension of the preceding one. This time, however, specific mind-searching periods are necessary, in addition to applying the idea to particular situations as they may arise. 5 practice periods are urged, allowing a full minute for each. In the practice periods, begin by repeating the idea to yourself. Then close your eyes and search your mind carefully for situations, past, present, or anticipated, that arouse anger in you. The anger may take the form of any reaction ranging from mild irritation to rage. The degree of the emotion you experience does not matter. You will become increasingly aware that a slight twinge of annoyance is nothing more but a veil drawn over intense fury. Try, therefore, not to let the little thoughts of anger escape you in the practice periods. Remember that you do not really recognize what arouses anger in you, and nothing that you believe in this connection means anything. You will probably be tempted to dwell more on some situations or persons than on others, on the fallacious grounds that they are more obvious. This is not so. It is merely an example of the belief that some forms of attack are more justified than others. As you search your mind for all forms in which attack thoughts present themselves, hold each one in mind while you tell yourself, I am determined to see blank, the name of the person, differently. I am determined to see blank, specify the situation differently. Try to be as specific as possible. You may, for example, focus your anger on a particular attribute of a particular person, believing that the anger is limited to this aspect. If your perception is suffering from this form of distortion, say, I am determined to see, specify the attribute in, specify the person differently. So I am determined to see this annoying thing in this person differently. Okay. I am determined to see things differently. Another very, very powerful lesson here and really direct language here from the Course. It's basically saying, like, look, you think that a little bit of anger or annoyance is not a big deal, but it's a veil drawn upon intense fury. At another place in the text, it talks about how a little bit of anxiety is the same as rage or something like that. I'm sorry if I've misquoted. But the idea is there that there are, and we've talked about this in the earlier lessons here, that there are no neutral thoughts and that even the ones that we brush aside and that we think are unimportant are important and they have effects because remember, cause and effect are linked. So I am determined to see things differently is teaching your mind how to come out of its repetitive looping and cycling. Um, a lot of us have created some very strong programming and some very strong loops around how we see different variations in the world, different people, different circumstances, etc. We are convinced that our version is the truth. And the Course is saying, nope, be determined to see things differently and to apply that. That's the difference that I really resonate with in this material, that this is very practical. It's saying, be specific here. I am determined to see blank, and then specify the attribute in the person that's bothering you. Name it, call it out, and then add the name of the person and then say differently because you are retraining your mind to see things differently. You're retraining your mind out of the loops. And this is so consistent with yoga technology. You know, the yogis talk about the wheel of suffering. It's called samsara. And the way off the wheel of suffering, which is the goal of every life that we've ever had, is to get closer and closer to getting off the wheel of suffering, which in the last lesson, the Course says we don't know the difference between suffering and joy. So this is something to really dig into here. But the way out of suffering is moksha, which is freedom. And the course is relaying this in very practical terms. The way to get out of suffering, out of fear, out of discomfort, out of anxiety, even a little bit of it, is to see things differently. And the yoga calls that freedom. Isn't that powerful? So I am willing to see this little thing about this person that drives me crazy. I'm willing to see it differently. And because you are willing, and because not only are you willing, you are determined to see it differently, you will. And trust that and practice it, even if it doesn't work for you in the first couple tries. That's why, I mean, I've been going through these lessons for, oh, I don't know, 15, 17, 18 years. I just keep starting again and starting again. And I find that each year and every time I revisit a lesson, there is something new in there to practice. There's something new in there to contemplate, to clear, to clean. And that is the power of universal principles. They never go out of style. They are constantly applicable. And to the extent that you apply them, you get major, major benefits, universal benefits, benefits that move far beyond you and your life, and they can change the lives of many, many others, those near to you, those far from you, those you know about, and those you don't know about. So happy practicing with this one. Lesson 21, I am determined to see things differently. Bye for now.